welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 114.
Woohoo!
It's a good number.
Nice number.
It's even, not those stupid odd numbers.
Yeah, even numbers rule. Except for 7. 7's like the honorary even number in my mind.
If you're odd but not prime, what's the point? I mean, really.
It's true.
So yeah, how are you guys?
Oh, jeez. It was okay. Here, my week in like my personal life was really rough this week. Been starting a new job and stuff, which isn't relevant to the podcast. But it got so bad that one night on like a night where I should go to bed early, and I didn't because I was so just like overwhelmed that I went on and I started playing an old Nancy Drew game. That's how messed up I was one night. So I was like, what's something I can play to make myself like relax? And I wasn't really sure what to think, because when you're in that mood, you don't really want to play like more further into a game, right? Even if you know you'll really like it, and you don't want to play anything. I don't know. It's there needs to be like a good in between, like comfort, but not too comfortable. I don't know. And so for me, it's Nancy Drew games. So I popped in Warnings at Waverly Place, which is not one of the newest ones, but slightly new-ish, I guess. It's not one of the super old ones. And I just started playing through parts of it, and then I went to bed. It was just nice to get all the cheesy dialogue and the stilted old, like, early 2000s animation that is, like, 10 years behind, behind graphics, and puzzles and all that good stuff. I didn't get too far into it, but it's become, that was my week. So if you guys have never played the Nancy Drew games and you're into point and click adventures, it's pretty cheesy, but they're pretty solid mystery point and click adventure games, and it's actually pretty endearing if you haven't played them. I was obsessed with them when I was younger.
Nice. I don't know why, but I installed Pokemon Shuffle again on my phone. I don't know why.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I played a lot of it on the 3DS, but it's like, I just have it on my phone. Fuck it, I'll play it.
I'm like stuck because I played Pokemon Shuffle for a really long time, and I am super stuck at this one Mega Evolution. I forget which one it is. I looked up online.
Some of it can be quite tough.
Yeah, I looked up online, and they kind of said you really can't get it unless you get all these special items, and I refuse to pay money for it. So.
Yeah, fuck off.
I was like, no.
But
thanks.
microtransactions don't whatever affect the game.
Whatever. But no, that would definitely be also like my comfort game too. I don't blame you.
Yeah, because I've been playing. Do you guys know the game Fat Princess?
Yes. I've never played it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have a match 3 version free to play for the Vita for some reason.
Oh.
So I was just like, I'm gonna download this and play because I like match 3 games. Fuck that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I need more match 3 games in my life. I'll just download Pokemon Shuffle on my phone. Fuck.
Yep. So it begins.
One thing I like about these free-to-play match 3 games is because it has a stamina meter. It forces me to stop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's meant to be a way to make you pay because you want to keep going, but funnily enough, depending on the kind of person you are, it's also a way to force you to be like, well, now I gotta move on with my life.
Yep. I like to have like just 30 minutes of the match 3 game thing and then just move on.
Yeah. Hey, it works. Yeah. You haven't caught to the addiction.
Yeah. Probably, I'm hoping to get a Puzzle Quest for the DS, though. Puzzle Quest, so fucking good. Talking about Puzzle Quest, I bought a Humble Bundle a few days ago. It was, I can't remember the name of the bundle. It's still live. It's still going when this podcast is up. The first tier, I only bought the first tier. The first tier has a game called Rollers of the Realm. And
Never heard of it.
I was interested in it because it was a pinball game.
Oh.
And it seems like it had like RPG elements and stuff.
Oh.
But I didn't pull the trigger until somebody on Reddit was saying like, if you like Puzzle Quest, Rollers of the Realm is like Puzzle Quest for pinball. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this then.
Done.
So I played a bit of it. It's not bad. So the different balls are the different characters. You have like a thief, a knight.
Oh, cool.
Like
That's
a
really
healer thing. So the thief is like, it can fit through like smaller holes. Knight the knight is like a bigger one that does more damage and stuff. And you can,
cool.
you know, there's a lot. The level designs are really cool. There's also like like certain secret pathways and stuff. It's really good actually. The what is that called? Presentation value is not really high, but it's fine.
Speaking of,
It has voice acting, for fuck's sakes.
Oh wow, that's pretty crazy. Speaking of RPG elements and weird games, I never actually played the full game, but I played the demo of what's that game called? It got released for the 3DS. It's when you use your Mii's and made an RPG game of it. You guys know what I'm talking about?
It's quite new, right?
I think I've seen it, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah. So I played the demo just because I was interested. I don't think I'm gonna buy the game. It might be something like that.
Miitopia, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, it's a very simple RPG. You actually only control your character. It's just that other characters come in and then you choose their class, but they auto play. You don't actually get to control them. So you kind of have to pick your one class early on, and each class kind of is built a little bit differently, but you're kind of stuck with it. And is
it Tomodachi Life with RPG? Is that it?
I don't know. Maybe. It's very automatic. There's really
there's a class. There's a cat class.
Yes, there is a cat class. There's also like a singing class and a cook class. I don't know what those are like. Yeah, it's very strange. The main reason I was super entertained is because when I first got my 3DS and I was super bored. For those of you who care, I'm in
games.
Yeah, well, the Street Pass games, but also I just made a bunch of Mii's that were characters of a book I'm still writing because I'm super lame, and so it was really funny because I inserted those characters into Miitopia, and so it was really amusing for me because I'm like, oh, I know this girl.
Is it a fantasy lifestyle RPG or is it like turn-based RPG?
It's turn-based. It's just, it's very simple. Like, it's super simple. I mean, literally, like, this is...
holy shit.
I don't think, from what I can tell, I don't think it's worth $40. Yeah. I would maybe pay, like, 10 to $20. Yeah, maybe 20 is pushing it.
Top, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, because I played the demo, and I mean, obviously the demo's only a short part of the game, but it shows what the game's gonna be like. And here's part of the gameplay. You go to a section that's, like, meant to be kind of like a new section of the map as a dungeon, and your characters just, like, they just walk a path. They just keep walking. And then
so
there are
it's basically
random
like the
battles.
Street Pass RPG.
Yeah, and then there's a random battle. You fight the battle, and you keep walking this random path until you get to an inn, so you get, like, free healing at the end of the day. And then if you can collect food to raise your stats, and if you pair, like, characters together, they sleep in the same room, then their affection goes up, and they can do, like, special attacks with each other and stuff like that. Like, the battles system itself is simple, but it's kind of fun to see all this stuff. And it was kind of funny to see, they have, like, little stupid conversations with each other when their affection goes up and such like that. But it's very simple. It's not worth the $40 that I can tell, because the story's also, like...
Is there a story in that?
Technically, yes. There's this evil demon that's stealing people's faces, and so then you have to fight these enemies where these faces are on, and so when you defeat the enemy, the faces are rescued and go back to the people. The entertaining thing, I should add, if you turn on, I think, Spot Pass or something, they kind of collect data from other people's Mii's that also have this game, and then use it to populate the random other Mii's that you see. So, like, for instance, I met
real people.
Yeah, kinda. So I met someone that tried to make a Benedict Cumberbatch Mii, someone else that made, like, a Jafar Mii, and other people just random Mii's and stuff like that. So that was kind of entertaining. I'm sure there's other value with, like, Spot Pass and Street Pass and stuff like that, but, I mean, it was a fun demo. The nice thing about the demo is you can technically just keep playing it forever. You can't advance the map beyond a certain point, but you can just keep going back and just grind it.
The limited use thing.
Well, there are 30 times you can play it. So there is that part.
So there's that. Okay.
Yeah, there is that. I should add that. But as far as, like, you can't advance, but technically you can just kind of keep leveling up everybody ad infinitum, from what I could tell, and stuff like that. The one thing that does suck about this game, though, I will say, and I this is one thing that maybe some people are like, oh, this is interesting. I think it's stupid. So part of the game is you can't just go to a shop and buy what you want. how it works is that your Miis sometimes realize, oh, I want this new equipment. And so then they're like, hey, can I have some money, to buy this equipment? So you give them the money. Except sometimes, this only happened to me once, but sometimes they don't buy what they say they're going to buy. They buy some stupid health item that's not worth 150 gold pieces. And so you're like, oh, you're going to get a level 5 sword. Great. And they come back with a banana. And you're like, gosh dang it. So that can happen.
Random buying?
Yeah, weird. Random buying. So, and not only does it sometimes, not work, which is stupid, but more than that, you can't even, decide. So sometimes you're like, oh, this character is due for an upgrade on their sword. Do you want a sword now? And they're like, no, I want a banana. And you're like, screw you. Okay, do you want a sword now? No, I want a new, armor. Okay, but do you want your sword now? Yes, I want my sword now. Here's some gold. I bought a banana. So, that's kind of silly. But yeah, I mean, it's a good wasting time game, but I would not pay $40 for a good wasting time game.
Yeah. Talking about 3DS RPGs, the new Monster Hunter Stories thing came out a few weeks ago, right?
I guess so, yeah. I haven't looked into it.
It's basic. I have the demo. I still haven't played it yet. I haven't even fought my first battle yet. But apparently, it's a turn-based Pokemon style game.
Oh. Well,
you capture monsters and shit. And now I'm like, I feel like playing it now. It's not like normal Monster Hunter. It's like Pokemon shit.
Huh. Interesting.
And talking about mechanics, Persona 5 apparently has this mechanic where if the enemy hits you with a weakness, so if you're weak to lightning or whatever, right? You'll get knocked down.
Yes.
And when you're knocked down, there's a chance for the enemy to take you as a hostage. Oh. And I think you have to negotiate. It's so rare. I played 100+ hours of it. Not once was I taken as a hostage.
Really? That's and
there's actually a trophy of being successful at hostage negotiation or whatever. And it's one of the hardest ones to get because it's so rare of a mechanic.
Wow, it's super
so weird. Yeah, it's so weird.
It sounds like it'd be a really annoying mechanic though. Yeah. So I guess it's a good thing it's rare.
Yeah, they should have put a trophy though. Fuck that.
Nah, then you have to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, What did you do?
Look through my YouTube.
Play comfort games.
I kind of, sorta. I returned to the Warlock of Firetop Mountain, and I paid $5 for the DLC. So that came with. I thought it just came with new characters to play the game through with, but it also comes with so it comes with 3 new characters, and you don't actually play through the normal mountain with those characters. It's actually a completely new game essentially. I'm not sure how long
it's an expansion.
It's kind of like an expansion, yeah. It's almost like a separate game.
Nice.
Because there's not really much overlap between the two that I've gotten to yet. So I've only played it. I played it twice for 20 minutes each because I died within 20 minutes twice. I was like, I'll play this character. They died. Okay, I'll try a different character. Okay, they died. I'll try the third character this weekend and see how far I get. I'll probably die, but then I'm gonna choose one of them and just keep trying until I win. But it also comes with not just those 3 characters. There are 6 or 7 other new playable characters that are monsters from the base game. So you can try playing through the game as the bad guys. I'm not sure which one you'll play through or how that will work. Because one of the things that makes the game super cool is your experience is pretty significantly changed based off of the hero you've chosen. There's a story reason for you to be in the mountain, and it will affect things. As a warm-up, prior to recording, I'd played the game through as one of the older champions who I actually hadn't played before, and he has a story of I have to find this orc who killed my brother, and so some of the bosses are replaced by this orc, and you get different gear, and all this different stuff happens because of that. And I actually beat it on my first try, so I don't know why the expansions give me such trouble, but it's made for some interesting recording. I think the expansion just has more non-combat auto-death scenarios, and I've gotten a little unlucky with my choices. But that's been fun and comforting. I played, when was that? That was last Friday. So I played Mainlining, which is it's like a point and click adventure plus a hacking simulator, because you point and click a lot, but it's also a command line interface, so you do things like hack their IP and that kind of stuff. And that was pretty cool and fun, but I kind of got a little stuck at one point, and as far as I can tell, I overcame it eventually by trying something I'd already tried, and so I don't know if it was just like a timed thing, because like, so you try to do this thing, and something bad happens to you, and I tried it again, and the same bad thing happened to me, and the person who like did the bad thing to me is like, I should really automate this process. And it's like, okay, whatever. So I didn't try it again for like 40 minutes, and I tried it a third time, and it worked. And I'm assuming that message of I should automate this was like a clue that they're not paying attention or something, but I've never been a fan of puzzle games where the solution is try to do the exact same thing multiple times. Because it rarely works. It's either there's a situation where it's not clear to you that doing it a second time did anything different, so you don't try it a third time and you don't do it, or it is clear to you, and then it's just a boring puzzle of you doing the same thing a couple more times. It's just never a good idea.
I agree. I always hate. I haven't had too much experience with it. The only thing I can think of that was close to that. This isn't quite the same thing, but the closest I can think where I was playing a game where that was kind of its solution. It was a Phoenix Wright game. It was one of the cases. And if you don't know how Phoenix Wright works, you basically get a blurb. I know Shar already knows this, but you get blurb a text of a witness testimony, and you either press on them, which basically means you press on a statement to try to get more information, and that can yield some results. Or you can do the objection thing, which is there's a statement they've made that directly contradicts a piece of evidence. Okay, pretty simple. And so usually to move on to the next statement, you might have to do press a couple of statements, because maybe it kind of gives you a hint.
I basically press everything.
You press everything. You always press everything first. It's the number one thing you do. Actually, the first thing you do is you go through the statement and get to the ending part, and you get the little hint that Phoenix says with his partner. Then you go through and press everything.
That's the formula, press everything.
Yeah, press everything. Then you systematically figure out which piece of evidence goes with the thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
There was one I still remember distinctly, because it kind of made me mad. Because usually what happens is you press all the statements, and then you have to object to something, right? Well, I was stuck in this one area, and I was objecting to things I thought might be logical. Nothing really made sense, and so I kept going through, and I didn't understand what was doing wrong, and so I finally looked it up, because I was so like, I just couldn't figure it out, and you kind of get bored after all doing trial and error. And the solution was, because what it was meant to be was that it was an impossible statement, so it's supposed to be rule of plot, where basically you get stuck on that, and then something else happens, and then you're not stuck anymore, like outside the testimony. So the solution was, I forget if it was you had to press every statement twice, or if it was you had to go through the whole testimony twice. It was one of those things, and it was like, what?
How does that make sense, right?
That's tedious.
Yeah. So, because you don't think about that with these games. You don't, so I guess technically a person might go through it twice to get like the hint at the end twice, or press the statements twice, but you don't usually think to do that. Usually you do it once, get the information, and try to object to something. So it's not very intuitive. Yeah. I know, right? Now I do too. Where's my DS? Oh, dude. My first 2 games are missing. That's okay. But yeah.
I remember there was a puzzle like that also in Monkey Island. I can't remember. You're trying to like steal towels or something, and it's just as bad. But the other 2 games I played, I finished playing Omega Strike, so that was cool. It was a good game, but one thing I really wanted to happen that never ever happened is so the point of the game is you can switch between one of 3 people at will. It's like hit W, you switch to a different guy, and the guys have different weapons, different like little passives and that kind of thing. At no point was there a boss that required me to switch characters really quickly to react to certain things. Most of the bosses I just beat as one character. Occasionally I'd switch to a second character who'd maybe deal a little more damage, or his bullet spread was more advantageous, but it was never like a reaction type thing. So that was... The boss fights were definitely the weakest part of the game. The boss parts were a little boring, a little... You'd see their one pattern and just kind of repeat it until you won. Yeah, but the levels themselves are really, really good. So on the whole, it's a good game. And the final game I played was called See You on the Other Side. It's a demo for a Portal-like game, so it's like a first-person, series of puzzle rooms. But the mechanic behind this game is you cannot walk in shadows. So the main thing is you're like picking up like spotlights and repositioning them, or like you put a spotlight on a platform, you have to run in its like area of light across like this thing. So that was pretty interesting. I look forward to playing that one a little more. And that was everything I played. I started watching The Wire, which is
The Wire?
Yeah, 2002
Oh, okay.
I think is when it first started coming out. It's not a recent show, but I have
Yeah.
successfully avoided all spoilers until now. So
Yeah,
wow.
I actually
I've
don't know
pushed
what
my
it's
luck
about as well.
pretty far. It's about gangsters in I don't know if it's actually set in 2002 or if it's set a little earlier. I mean, the cops are typing on like typewriters, so it's probably like in the early 90s. It's definitely not like the 60s. It's definitely pretty recent. But I didn't know Idris Elba's in it. There's like a lot of like really big names in it. I think this is what they did
wow.
before they became big names. So
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
okay.
I'm liking it so far, but it's hour-long episodes, which is
Yeah, it's quite
hard.
taxing.
I'm hoping I stick with it because I'm liking it, but it's not a comedy and it's hour-long
Yeah.
episodes, so I may hollow out after I finish the first
Yeah.
season or something.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I mean, it has some pretty
it has
good
to have
funny
It
moments.
has to have something to hook you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I got hooked on Breaking Bad. Just marathon the shit.
Yeah, I
out
got
of
hooked
that.
on Breaking Bad.
And I think it's just because the premise was so interesting, probably, and obviously the characters are really good.
Yeah, that's one thing that could potentially be a problem with The Wire, because in the Breaking Bad, it's a relatively small cast, so you can get super invested in any of them. But The Wire's got a pretty big cast that swaps
that's
between,
hard.
kind of Game of Thronesy. So it's like I
Oh.
don't know. So there's like at times where it's like I'm following a character I don't care about as much. Hasn't happened yet in The Wire, but it might.
Yeah.
I watched the
that's
first
hard.
episode of The Defenders. I still haven't gone back to it yet. I should.
I marathoned it all after that podcast where I talked about it, and I'm not gonna say you have to go watch it because it's
Oh,
It's okay.
Have you seen
Yeah,
that
it's stupid.
meme? It's like a kid like in high school, and it's just like forcing like his veins to pop out, and he's kind of got like
No.
scruffy blonde. Oh, it's not like a huge meme, but I've seen it a couple times. Somebody took that picture, and the caption was, "When you haven't told anybody that you're the immortal Iron Fist savior of Kung Lao in the past 5 minutes," just like, you gotta tell somebody. That's all
That's
he
pretty funny.
does. He's so
that's all he
annoying.
does. Yeah.
Oh, I hate him so much.
Oh yes, thank you.
On a better note, they wrapped up. I read it according to Reddit. They wrapped up shooting on season 2 of Jessica Jones, so that'll be cool. Hopefully,
Oh yeah. I still need. I haven't watched Jessica Jones, but I feel like I'd really like it. I kind of already
Jessica
know what
Jones
happens at the end, but
is my favorite of the Marvel things so far.
I googled Immortal Iron Fist meme.
And it came up first one.
it came up.
No, not it wasn't the
better
first
ones.
one, but there's one. Danny is just looking at Danny's looking at what's his name, Luke Cage, and somebody put the Black Panther mask on Luke Cage, and then I'm the Immortal Iron Fist. I don't care.
I'm so excited for Black Panther. By the way, that's a different story.
Oh, they took a scene from Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. I must apologize for Daniel Rand. He's
Yeah.
an idiot. We have purposely trained him wrong as a joke. It's like, yeah, that makes
Too funny.
sense.
Yeah.
I like the
jeez.
Iron Fist in the comics. I haven't read a ton of
Yeah.
them.
What happened to
but
the
he's
TV
okay.
Iron Fist? What the fuck?
It's like the one. Oh, jeez. It's too bad.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, it wasn't the
and this-
worst show ever.
And this dumb tattoo.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
So sad.
Yeah.
I think that's all I watched that was noteworthy. Did I watch any movies or anything? I don't
I didn't.
think
Oh,
so.
I saw the meme. I saw
You
it
find
now. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, his veins are popping out. Yeah.
That's gonna be the corner picture, right? The fourth picture.
Sure.
Awesome.
What was that anime that you asked me to watch again, Sarah?
Konosuba, I think.
Yeah, I watched like the first 3 episodes. It's
Oh,
not bad.
did you? Is that
Not bad. Yeah, I quite
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it. Quite
Yeah,
like
okay,
it.
yeah. I kind of thought you would. I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know how you'd feel about Aqua, because she is annoying, but, like, it borders on between annoying and endearing, but...
It's funny,
I-
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep watching it. It does get very fan servicey, so be careful if you don't care.
I
if you care
already
about that
reached
kind
the episode where they met the knight. And I
of-
was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's quite
Listen,
hilarious. I like it,
Oh,
actually.
darkness,
It's quite over
yeah.
the top. I like that.
It's very over the top, but yeah.
The last episode I watched was the cabbage thing, the cabbage harvest.
Yes, that's a really funny one.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a bit of Avatar.
Yeah.
kind of. Now,
My cabbages!
The cabbages. Yeah, exactly. Oh, now I want to watch that show again. Anyway, there's a lot of comfort things I need right now. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Speaking of comfort things, I discovered. So I remember not that long ago, there's a huge outcry on Reddit because Futurama was getting pulled off of Netflix, but they only
that's too
pulled
bad.
off the first 6 seasons.
Oh, okay.
Futurama's my
Good to
comfort
know.
thing, so it's still there.
Yes, Futurama is also my comfort thing. Yes, indeed.
Futurama and MST3K are my two things I go back to.
It's true. Although that one, anyway, there's just the one episode of Futurama
The
the
sad
dog
episodes.
is
There's
the
a handful.
saddest episode.
The
of
luck of the
of
Fridish
any.
is also pretty sad with his brother.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh. Anyway.
There's a handful.
Okay, we'll just skip that episode.
But yeah, that was my week. I don't think I have anything else. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
pretty
unfortunately
slow
think
week.
it's a repeat.
Couldn't play
Yep.
much. Work was shit.
Oh, I did buy. I haven't played it yet, but I did pull the trigger on Nier Automata.
No, yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Jump the bandwagon.
Nice. Did you look up on the freaking fixes you need to do or whatever?
No, I forgot. I need to do that. Let me make a note.
Yeah. It's probably just one mod, I think. That far mod or something. That
What's it supposed to
fan patch.
fix?
Stuttering issues and certain
Okay.
people having startup issues and stuff. A lot,
Okay.
quite a lot of it is AMD issues though.
I will probably
Oh.
try to play until I encounter the issues, and then see if I think it's ruinous enough that I need to fix it.
It
Yeah.
happens.
I didn't play much,
I really didn't.
but I'm waiting on my Skylanders. I bought
Oh, are you?
Skylanders. Yeah.
You bought Skylanders? Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Are you getting... Oh, no.
Because I wanna spend money on physical microtransactions.
Oh man.
No! Char, why?
I
Don't
bought
do it.
Skylanders Imaginators for the PS4 and
Oh, jeez.
I can't wait because I also chose because the guy was selling his used figurines as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
I bought a bunch of that too.
Oh, okay. Did you buy...
I
So
can
you
see
bought...
doing that.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense, actually. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So
I thought
I'm
you
not just
bought
gonna play with the
fresh. I was
starter
like,
pack. Nah. So I'm gonna have a bunch of figures to start off as well.
Yep.
I can't fucking wait.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Nice
that's
stuff.
gonna be cool.
Definitely.
Other than that, I downloaded the demo that I haven't played yet. It's called My Time at Portia. It's currently a game on Kickstarter. There's like 25
Oh.
days left at the time of this recording, and it's a game that. Okay, so you know how a lot of these indie Kickstarter games, they will say this game is like this game combined,
Yes,
right?
all the time.
So this one is Animal Crossing, Dark Cloud, and Harvest Moon.
Okay. I don't know Dark
I don't know what
Cloud.
Dark
I
Cloud is,
confuse
yeah.
Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon all the time, so, I think they're the same game.
Dark Cloud is like action JRPG. I don't know what makes it Dark Cloud. I don't know what makes it Harvest Moon.
I see.
I think it's just going to be like an action RPG with a cartoony aesthetic, and maybe there's like farming and like town building or something. Probably. I'm gonna play a demo and try it out. Apparently the demo has like 6 hours of content. Like what the fuck? And a lot of good comments from the those game websites. So it's maybe good. There's a chance of it being good.
Okay, and hopefully they actually finish the game?
Yeah. And
Pretty
the only
ambitious
reason I
sounding.
got interested in it was because it says, "Oh, Dark Cloud 2." Motherfuckers,
Yeah.
the trick caught me. Fucking hell.
They did it. They
Yeah.
they tricked you. Next they're
Yeah.
gonna put Dark Souls in it.
Yeah, the
Of course,
Dark
it's only a
Souls
matter
or
of
whatever.
time.
Dark Souls meets Animal Crossing.
Yeah. I did not play anything. I did not have time at all. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
We had a rough week.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, all I did was I watched that Konosuba thing. And that's
Okay,
it.
well I'm glad you're like I need to still finish it. My brother's on me for finishing it. I was kind of forced to watch like 1.5 seasons of it, so I probably should just
I
finish
just
it.
learned that One Punch Man had a bunch of OVAs.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
know that.
Yeah. I did not know that as well. Because I just saw on YouTube it's only like highlights and clips of OVAs. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know it. And it's not just one, it's like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot.
Well then.
I don't
That's
feel
cool.
like hunting them down to watch though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hunt them down.
Yeah,
I was
I'm just gonna-
told to watch season 2 of Psychopaths. Did I ever talk about that? I don't remember. I was told it was actually good.
Oh, okay. I still need to watch Psycho-Pass. I feel
Season
like I
1
would
was
like
good.
it.
I can confirm that.
Yeah, I feel like I would really like it, and I need a good psychodrama.
It's a good, mystery drama thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's right up my alley. I just haven't sat down and watched it.
I'm still reading the
so many
Berserk manga.
things we want to do.
Did I talk about that last week? I think I started it last week.
What was that?
I'm reading the Berserk manga. Did I mention that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I started kind of recently. I couldn't remember if it was a week ago or not. It's dark. Shocking, I know. I can see why they...
Gosh, what?
I can see why the 90s anime started in book 4, which is like the golden era, which is like Guts' backstory before the demons start showing up, because that's a much gentler introduction.
So this manga, where is it in the anime? Or where is the anime in the manga?
So the first season that came out in the 90s starts with book 4, and the recent season I haven't gotten to yet, so I don't know. I'm only on book 4, so I don't know where it is.
And which one's the dark one? The new one.
The new one's the dark one, like just in terms of setting, like just demonic.
Does it feel like
that kind of stuff?
basically 2 different animes?
Yeah, kind of, sorta.
Oh. Would you recommend the first season though?
I'd recommend. I have much easier time at recommending the first season to people who like anime, because it's kind of just like it's a medieval action-y anime, and the finale is when like the dark ritual happens and just things just get bad. But it just ends, and then we waited.
Is it very
a bunch
gory
of years.
though? It is, right? The second one?
It's a little. They're both kind of gory. Just the first one doesn't have as many occurrences of gore. It's not as much violence, but when there is violence, it's definitely gory. Actually, no. I have read some scenes in the manga so far that were in the most recent season, so maybe just picks and chooses and just kind of remixed a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But like, literally the very first book of the manga, the first panel on the first page is Guts having sex with a lady, and then panels 2 and 3 are her turning into a demon, at which point he blows her head off. It's like, that's an intro to an anime, to a manga.
I approve.
Wait, so that
It was pretty
so
badass,
that's even
actually.
before the first season, right? Because the first season started in the middle of the manga.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if the anime was going to go in published order, then this would be a prequel to that. Yeah. But I mean,
okay.
the fourth book of the manga is basically a flashback.
Right.
So it's kind of published in more like the anime is more like chronological order. Although even the anime skips some stuff, because Guts' backstory is that like these mercenaries are walking by like a tree with a bunch of people like hung to death on the tree, and one of those ladies happened to be pregnant, and when she got hung, she gave birth to Guts. And so they pick him up and like, raise him to be a mercenary, kind of. It's dark. It's super dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite dark.
So that's my bedtime reading before going to bed.
Right.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams. Although I am reading Blade Runner now, which is a very good book, actually.
I did do something I forgot. I watched Blade Runner for the first time.
Oh, you watched Blade Runner?
Oh.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Nice. Wait, which one did you watch? I hear there's a bunch of different director's cuts. I don't know. I've only seen one.
Oh, I
don't know.
I have no idea which one I watched.
Okay, I don't know which one I
yeah.
watched either.
I do like cyberpunk. I like AI. I like all those, self-existential stuff. A lot of interesting themes and questions that was not explored, I felt. It wasn't very fleshed out. It's like just they touched upon a few things and nothing really was like talked about.
It kind of hints at a big... It has that same problem that the first Alien movie kind of has. Well, I mean, it's not like a ruinous problem, but like it just hints at a bunch of things. Like, I want to know more. It's too short.
Yeah, it's actually the same exact problem I had with the Ghost in the Shell anime movie, the first one that everybody loved. When I watched, because I haven't watched it yet, I actually watched the ScarJo movie first.
Oh,
and I was like, I should watch the anime movie. So I watched it. It was good, but I couldn't see what everybody else saw.
It's such a it's
because it's like there's a lot of like. There wasn't much build up to the themes and the questions, and there wasn't much answers to it as well. And I'm like,
yeah, I can understand that from what I know of it.
I was really annoyed at it because everybody is like, oh, this is like the best shit you'll ever watch in your life. You can just die after that and be happy. But it's like, oh,
Ghost in the Shell is one of those things that, like, I think in the 90s and early 2000s, it was kind of almost acceptable to tell a story the way they did.
I understand how Blade Runner is the same because, like, late 80s, right? 83.
The soundtrack is so good.
Yeah.
I like the atmosphere
because Ghost in the Shell is basically based off of Blade Runner, isn't it? Or based off of the book, whatever that book is called.
Do androids dream of electric sheep?
Yes, that one.
I mean, I'm sure it all influenced and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
So far, the book is super different than the movie because, like, in the first chapter, it's basically Deckard arguing with his wife because they have this machine that you can just dial in a number and it will, like, make your emotion whatever the number is for that setting. And so they're like having this argument and he's like looking at his little like controller and he's like thinking about dialing in the number that would make him want to win this argument. And his wife's like, if you dial in that number, so help me, I'll do the same thing on mine and then we'll see what happens. And he's like, why don't you just dial in the emotion that makes you want to be happy? And she's like, I don't want to dial in any emotion right now. He's like, well, why don't you dial in the emotion that makes you want to dial in an emotion? She's like, I don't want to do that right now. And just like, it's just this escalating thing of like, if you could perfectly control your emotions, like, what do you do? She's like, I scheduled on my calendar 6 hours of despair, and that's what I'm feeling right now. So leave me alone. It's like, this is an interesting.
I mean,
season.
That's pretty fair, actually. If we all just tried to feel happy all the time, it probably would not. It'd probably have a lot of weird repercussions. So actually, I agree.
Yeah,
Harrison Ford in that movie is kind of a dick, isn't he?
When is he not?
And that scene was kind of rapey, no?
I don't know this in the movie.
I kind of remember what you're talking about with the is it the woman who's all white with like the black bar across her eyes?
No. The woman with the assistant to the guy who's the boss of the company. Who finally realized that she's an android.
Oh.
And then went to his apartment, and then he forced her to kiss her. And he forced her to kiss him.
I don't remember.
And I was like,
actually.
kind of rapey.
It's been a while. I need to rewatch it.
It's a little bit.
And it's stuff like that. You know, things happen, and it's like, okay, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's true.
The thing is like, you will get fucking hipsters like, oh, you're supposed to get your own meaning out of it, but there's nothing there to get meaning out of. That's not how it works. That's not like, you can't just do something, make it shit, and I say no, right. You have to derive your own meaning.
It's like, it doesn't work that way. A blank sheet of paper. It's like, what do you see? It's like a blank sheet of paper.
A blank sheet of paper.
I see a polar bear eating a marshmallow in a snowstorm.
I feel like Ghost in the Shell and Blade Runner did the same thing. It's
way
like,
too funny.
They just didn't flesh things out properly, and they just went with like, oh, the audience will derive their own meaning. Like, fuck you. It doesn't. Fuck you.
I don't know that I agree with you, but I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I can see both sides actually.
I really hate. I think it's because also like people like were telling me like, oh, it's like the greatest thing you'll ever watch and whatever, right? And
I think the reason I like it, I need to rewatch it, but the thing that I remember taking away from it is just a really strong like atmosphere and tone. I just kind of like
that's for sure.
the setting, like the dark
and the
weirdness.
And the antagonist was really cool as well.
Roy Beatty's
really
that speech, you know.
Yeah.
With the, I don't get why he saves him. That's a weird thing.
And I don't know. I just feel like if it's a classic, you can watch it at any time and it'll still be good. I watched Godfather so many times already, and it's still fucking good though. That shit came out in the 70s, and it's good.
I've never seen it.
Go and watch it. It's really good. It's not going to be like, oh, Ghost in the Shell is so good, but not really, maybe.
I should probably watch gangster classics before I finish The Wire. Like, I've never seen Scarface either.
Oh man. Godfather 2, skip Godfather
right?
3, go to Scarface. Watch that.
I saw The God Thumb, which is the Godfather with all thumb puppets.
What?
It's like, so you know,
is it a YouTube video or an actual movie?
Did I hear that correctly?
So there was Thumb Wars. There's the God Thumb. There's Bat Thumb, Blair Thumb, Franken Thumb, Thumbtanic.
Is it all by the same person?
Yeah, it's the guy who did Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Same guy.
Oh, Steve Odekirk.
Yeah, Steve Oda. Is it Odin? Oda? I don't remember. It's that.
Oede Kirk.
Okay, Odekirk.
his series of Thumbmation shorts and his film Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Yeah. I rewatched one recently, and it didn't like hold up so well. Like, I don't know, the comedy was just a little too inane. But it's super quotable.
He wrote and directed Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that as well.
Well,
That's cool.
then.
That's cool. Huh. He also did Jimmy Neutron, producer and writer.
I did know that. I'd forgotten though.
That's super weird.
Producer and writer on Bruce Almighty, Evan Almighty, writer.
Bruce Almighty.
I guess
Cowboys
he's,
and Aliens
Jim
was
Carrey.
him also, writer.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's not a comedy at all. I mean, comedically bad in some ways.
Yeah. I watched that,
It was
actually.
okay.
I don't remember
I didn't.
anything
It was
about
okay.
it.
Although I liked John Carter of Mars better than Cowboys vs. Aliens.
I don't remember Sam Rockwell in that. Apparently Sam Rockwell is in it.
I don't remember that either.
Oh,
And I
that's
like Sam
Daniel
Rockwell.
Craig, Harrison Ford, Olivia Wilde, Sam Rockwell, Clancy Brown.
I remember Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford. Because it was like Harrison Ford's like first coming back movie.
Bad choice.
Yeah.
Oops.
He was at his graveliest. He's kind of gotten a little less gravelly. It's like he hadn't used his voice since the last movie he was in.
He used to one time to just call. Just gravel came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
That's how gravelly it was.
I remember somebody described his voice as like a bag of hammers falling down the stairs.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so Blade Runner was a thing. Somebody also said like maybe because I watched so many other things that explores the same themes.
Sure.
Maybe.
The thing is, I did not. So it's like
yeah.
you can't
It's
use
like,
that
what
argument
has
on me.
What's the famous movie with Rosebud? Citizen Kane has that problem.
Yeah.
Where it just established so many things that are not, like now it's been done so many times. If you watch Citizen Kane for the first time, it just seems cliche. Like, no, it made those things.
Yeah, but also Citizen Kane is quite a long movie.
It's a
as
lot
well.
older than Blade Runner. That is
Very
true.
long.
But are you still looking forward to the new Blade Runner, or did it sour your enthusiasm?
I'm just afraid that the new Blade Runner is going to be action movie.
Yeah.
That's basically it. Isn't
I'm
it?
afraid it's gonna be like the new Total Recall.
I think it's gonna be like Ghost in the Shell. So it's like there's some interesting things,
it
but
is a
look at all
valid
these shooty
concern.
bang bang scenes, basically.
Shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, I
but-
do want to
but-
see Dave Bautista fight something.
Wait, is he gonna be in it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll watch it then.
Right? Watch anything with that guy now.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him.
You should watch Man with the Iron Fist. The first one. It's actually good. Has him in it too.
This the second one.
There's a second one, and it is not as good. Or good.
Just good in general. It's not good.
It's not good in general. It's not good in general, or as well.
It's no
Like
good.
Tai Chi Zero better.
Yeah, so that's it. Blade Runner was a thing I did.
Cool.
I didn't hate it. I enjoyed
Okay.
it. It's just I
Yeah.
did not. I couldn't see what other people saw in it, basically.
It may just not be your cup of tea.
But I do like
That's-
sci-fi cyberpunk shit, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did like that it wasn't an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I introduced somebody to The Room this week, so I rewatched The Room, and they hadn't
I'm
seen it
so
before.
sorry. Talk
So that
about
was fun.
comfort watching.
I
Okay.
mean, it's not a comfort movie, but I enjoy it. It's rewatchable to me. I still laugh at the things that happen that are bad.
I feel like I could only watch that movie when it's like Friday night and I have a nice gin and tonic in hand.
Have you seen the trailer for The Disaster Artist?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
My word. I'm not even sure if I've actually seen The Room all the way through. I think I've refused to. I used to
Well, if you've
sometimes.
seen half of it, you've pretty much seen the whole thing.
Yeah,
so
I
it
mean, I
plus
have
a
seen.
lot.
I've definitely seen half of it because they used to play. Maybe they still do. They used to play it like on midnight every April 1st on Adult Swim for a couple of years.
nice.
I don't know if they still do. Yeah, that's the only reason. That's the only way I watched it. It happened. It was like on a Friday night. It was April 1st, and we just had my brother and I had Adult Swim on the background. All of a sudden, this weird movie plays. I was like, "What?" I was very confused, and then that's my introduction to The Room was thanks Adult Swim, April Fool's joke.
It's got okay music.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's something. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
News
Let's move
time.
on to some news, I guess.
Q.
Things-
Do a little short news
A
section.
couple things happened.
Yeah.
I'll start with the one that it's PewDiePie. He did something.
That's right. Yeah.
That was this week. I thought
PewDiePie's
that was-
at again.
Yeah. So basically, PewDiePie was streaming. I don't know, on Twitch or YouTube. He was streaming, and he was playing, I think, PUBG, Players Unknown Battleground, I think. And
Probably.
he was having this fight with another guy, like shooty bang bang fight. And the other guy was like hitting him, and you're in the heat of the moment, adrenaline, blah blah blah. So you usually you curse, you swear, it's normal, right?
Yeah.
But he used the N-word.
Yes.
With a very hot R at the back.
Oh,
very, very hot
Lordy,
R.
dude.
Very hard.
Jeez. Ugh.
Yeah, you cannot get any harder than that, basically. Any harder, your vein will pop. And he instantly knew what he did. He also did a video, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people, bunch of a few of the comments is really funny. It's like, I wonder if Wall Street Journal is going to quote him exactly, and then basically people are going to say they're lying again or whatever.
Jeez.
So
Was it actually an apology, or was it kind of a non-apology?
50-50, I guess.
Come on. Like, is it really that?
Somebody put in the transcript because I didn't want to watch it.
Understandable.
And it was like a minute 40 video. Whatever. So like people like, oh, he's a racist. No, he's not. He's not, apparently. So he's not a Nazi. So the guy who created Firewatch,
Yeah.
he came out on Twitter and said that I do not want PewDiePie to have videos of my game on his channel, right?
Oh, jeez. I didn't hear about this.
Because of the N-word thing.
Oh, wow.
And he said he's going to file DMCA claims.
Ah, jeez.
And he did file DMCA claims.
Oh, he did?
I thought so.
I think he did.
I thought so.
I'm not sure.
Oh, wow.
But basically, Firewatch now is being review bombed on Steam.
Yeah.
Ah, of course.
Because that's how gamers communicate now.
Yep, which is super dumb, but whatever.
Gamers communicate.
That's how
And I used the
gamers
word
communicate.
gamers quite wrongly.
I know,
And the word communicate
obviously.
quite wrongly.
These are probably the 12-year-olds like 10 years ago that's like on Xbox and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they grew up, I guess, kind of. They grew
To
up in
be
years.
fair, he openly said he's going to abuse the DMCA system.
That
though.
I do. So it's a weird situation. Like I never thought about that.
The system is flawed.
I've never thought about the whole thing of like a game. An indie company or something. Someone has made a video game who does not appreciate what a streamer, what a YouTuber is doing, and so they don't want videos of them playing their content. It's an interesting dynamic I never really thought of before. Because usually you hear about with advertisers, right? Like advertisers pulling from PewDiePie and other people, but I never hear of games. So I can kind of understand that. But yeah, just as a YouTuber, using the DMC clan is just kind of a jerk move. It's like, come on. That's just setting a precedent I don't think anybody wants. But, ugh.
More censorship.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's legal.
Right? I mean, because the DMCA system sucks. So what he's doing is
Yeah.
okay. It's just a dick move.
Yeah. It is a dick move. Although it's weird in the legality situation because technically Let's Plays are under fair use. But
So technically, there's no we never had an official ruling on them yet, so we don't know how a
True
court
enough.
will.
Yeah,
'cause
you're
it
right,
usually
we
settles out
haven't.
of
To be
court
clear.
before they get to a thing.
true enough.
To be clear, the censorship part is the games companies censoring PewDiePie's fair use or right to play the game and have it recorded and have the recording up. That is the censorship part, right?
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
When it comes to using racial slurs, I think, like, let's say the video of him using a racial slur was on Twitch. Twitch has the right to like take down that video, and it's not censorship.
Yeah. It's not censorship. No, it's
Yeah.
not.
I mean, technically it
it's
is
not-
though, right?
It's not legally censorship.
I mean,
though, 'cause it's
censorship
not
is just
within a government body
Yeah,
of
yeah.
It's not because you're getting
Oh.
into rights of like a private organization, and or private organizations have right to not allow things because it's kind
this
of
is
like
their platform, their product.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I didn't.
It's not
Wait,
the-
so what do you call
yeah.
it when it's not a government? Like, let's say, so if I say a word and I broadcast it on like 2 different radio streams, one, and in one stream the government like removes a word, in another stream to my neighbor they remove a different word. So the government censored word A. What was the verb that my neighbors did? Isn't that still censorship?
It's I'm trying to think. Again, it's not it's one of those things where, like, I guess you could use censorship as far as like a non-legality thing, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not you know what I mean?
Like
it's
in the
not
dictionary,
legally.
kind of.
Yeah,
Okay.
The thing is,
I see what you mean.
The thing is, the word is starting to lose its meaning.
Sounds
That's the
like
problem.
Because a bunch of Nazis keep using racial slurs, and then they say,
yeah.
"Don't censor me,
Don't
my
censor
free
me."
speech, my free
Yeah, and
speech."
because they say it's free speech, the problem because it's more of actually that private companies are using their right of free speech in a way
Yeah.
to actually counteract it. That ironically, that's kind of what's actually happening. So if Twitch took
your
down
free speech is being violated if the government takes your right away
Yeah.
to protest or something.
yeah, if
Let's say
if
you're having
the,
a peaceful protest and whatever.
yeah,
Which
or the
really grinds my gears because in my country,
yeah.
the government actually do censor you. So,
Yeah.
like, please stop using that word, okay?
Yeah, no, no,
the government is
seriously.
not censoring you guys.
Well, it even, I mean, you guys obviously don't see this as censorship, but even, like, a dumber example, when somebody someone posts something not nice on someone's Facebook and that person deletes their post or something, you're censoring me. No.
No.
I didn't like what you said, so I deleted it. That's not censorship, and that's kind of what I see it almost as. It's just, it is kind of wonky because it's a big company that's doing it, but technically it's not censorship. Now, if Twitch was the government, that's a
Censoring
different story.
is basically a lawyer having papers on the government's dirty deeds and then you finding their body in a cement mixer. Now that is censoring.
Yeah.
I don't know
That
agree with
really
these
fucking
definitions.
happened. I did not make that shit up. Okay?
No, I remember you
I agree
talked
that
to us
happened.
about.
Right.
And
Yes.
so yeah, that's censoring. Deleting Facebook comments is fuck you guys, okay?
Right? I know. Oh, I know.
Take that
I know.
peach of yours and shove it up your ass.
I think it's censorship.
But anyway, that's all we mean. So I guess it's more of like, are they just kind of using? They're kind of, in this case, Twitch is kind of using their right to just remove content. With the Firewatch people, it's a different kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's more like the advertisers pulling, right? It's kind of more what
guess.
it's like. It's just kind of a jerk move because they're abusing a system through YouTube that we all know is already
Broken.
bad,
Yeah.
broken, and horrible. So it's just like, oh, come on. And then, of course, gamers communicate. So it's just... Man, what
Gamers
a crappy...
communicate through reviews now.
The reviews on Steam! Oh, jeez. Oh, that's so sad. But yeah. Oh, PewDiePie. He just... I don't know what's... Like, I don't know what's up with him. What is he thinking?
I
not
don't think he
thinking.
thinks. Yeah.
He's not thinking. That's the thing.
So basically I'm just reading some reviews on Firewatch. If I could return this game, I would. I simply cannot support a developer as childish and thin-skinned as this one. But I'm okay with supporting a Nazi
Wait,
YouTuber.
that's the exact same
Right?
problem.
I know, like... Wait a second, guys. That's how it always
Good game.
goes down.
Okay, good game. But they are trying to mess up people's lives. Because PewDiePie
ruined
needs
his
that
life.
extra...
Yeah,
Without that
PewDiePie's so
Firewatch
ruined.
money, he'd be homeless.
Yeah.
I know, right?
PewDiePie is going to be homeless. How
Firewatch
is he
made
going to
him
broadcast the N-word now?
the racist
How is he going
he
to
is
broadcast?
today.
He won't have money to pay his ISP bill. He cannot say the word, the N-word anymore on a public platform. How? He's
That's the real issue here, guys.
Poor Mr. White guy.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Fuck them.
Cheesers.
Overhyped
Alright.
trash. Oh man, I love this. I love these reviews. If you wanna get brain cancer, go to Firewatch page on Steam and read reviews, basically.
Don't do it.
This is one of those situations where the whole overall versus recent thing on Steam is really useful, actually, because that's saving them right now, at least. Because then
For a
at least if
while.
a new person comes in, because
not like-
usually that's used if like something recent has been bad to a game, but at least someone can go in and be like, why is it recently bad? Then they might actually look through it and be like, oh, whatever. So
Game is okay. Dev is a baby. Because PewDiePie is very mature, basically.
oh, he's so mature. I mean, they're yeah. What the dev did wasn't babyish. It was just, like I said, it was a jerk move.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, jerk move. But it's like two jerks fighting each other, right?
Oh, definitely. One's just
So yeah,
one
fuck
just used
both
the
of you,
N-word.
basically.
kind of. One used the N-word, I guess, but the other one is using a thing that...
Both of you hold pitchforks and just run at each other.
I would love to
Everybody's
see
probably will be
Firewatch's
slaw.
sale numbers after this, though.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as
not...
bad press. Like, Firewatch is like, it's out of the slime. Like, nobody's really playing it, you know? Like, it came out over a year ago.
Yeah.
It's just drew attention to it.
Basically,
yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
If this was their way to draw attention to their next game or whatever, good job.
Oh, good job. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, that was a thing. PewDiePie being PewDiePie, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Good. My favorite. I'm just gonna go 5 seconds on this. I don't read Clickhole that much, but there was this really funny Clickhole article that I just read the title where it was that during a live stream, PewDiePie accidentally starts putting on parts of a KKK robe.
Oops.
Oops. It's like too real.
That's hilarious.
Oh gosh. Anyway, let's I've got something that's not related actually at all. Apparently there are some colleges that you know how certain colleges in the United States give scholarships for people who are football players and such
Yes.
football not on top of that. Football players. Apparently there are certain colleges that are thinking of getting scholarships to varsity video game players. So that's a thing. I have no idea what that's gonna look like, but
so that they become professionals and play in tournaments.
It sounds like
so
it like
college would have a sponsored League of Legends team or whatever.
Yeah, because it's because as I was reading it, like they're treating it like they would treat a football player, where it's like a scholarship that's backed by like coaches, and they're expected to like practice and do stuff like you would if you're on a football team. So that's a thing now. So yeah. And it's not just, like, esports, it's also things, I think, with, like, League of Legends and stuff like that, too. So, I mean, hey, now you can, those nerds can finally get a scholarship for doing what they love, I guess. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, PewDiePie had another video talking about the,
We've already spent way too long talking about this guy.
Hold on.
I know, man. Continue your story, though.
PewDiePie talking about, the gray area of copyright law, and basically saying like game developers benefit massively from let's plays and stuff like that, live streams, right? Minecraft is a $1 billion title because of streamers. PUBG is a lot of streamers, blah blah blah. Firewatch is a different kind of game, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I watched somebody play PUBG. I was like, oh, I want to play that too. I watched somebody play Firewatch. I watched the entire game of Firewatch, basically.
That's what I did too. I never bought it. I just watched the whole Let's
It's not the same thing, dude.
Cool.
Fucking
I mean,
Nazi.
it's a different. I definitely think. I mean, there are games where watching Let's Play gives you the whole experience. In Firewatch's case, I think it gives you 9/10 of the experience, but there is something.
Exactly.
The game's very good at being immersive, like with the sound.
Yes.
And like
Yes, it
it is very good, but. Once you've watched it, I wouldn't say it's good enough. You then have to play it. Like you've done everything important.
Right? Yeah. It's hard. I just mostly it's just sake of time and money. I haven't gotten it and played through because I'd be interested.
Yeah.
It just happened to be that the Let's Play I saw of it, I really enjoyed the Let's Play of it, and so once I got to the end, I was like, oh, that's cool. Will I spend money on it? I don't know if I will. I'm sure I would have enjoyed it, but I really also enjoyed watching this Let's Play. So, what are you gonna do?
So yeah, what else? What else do we have?
I don't have anything else. Do you have anything? Do you have
Since
anything?
we're on the
Fo?
topic of Nazis,
Okay.
Oh, good.
There-
Good. Excellent.
there was a I don't know how big it was, a brouhaha of some size because there is a skin in Overwatch that is a Nazi flag, and so
Is it
the
Overwatch?
reason for this, so not Overwatch, Destiny 2. Same thing.
okay.
They're both on Blizzard,
Okay,
the same game, right? Pretty much same game. Shooting.
Right, yeah, well, I was just confused. I was like, well,
Same
mostly
thing,
I was
yeah.
just like, how did I not hear about this? That's why I was confused. Anyway, keep
So
going.
it turns out there. So okay. Let's turn back the time quite a long ways. Have you heard the internet parlance of Kek? People say Kek, K-E-K.
Yes.
I've heard of it. Never understood what it is.
Basically, I don't know if it predates this, but my first exposure to it was in World of Warcraft. If a Horde player said LOL, an Alliance player would see that as KEK, because Alliance players don't understand Orcish. So in World of Warcraft, anything a Horde player says is translated in Orcish. So Kek, people say Kek on purpose, say LOL. And that is all it was as far as I knew. Apparently, there is some greater meme of Kek now, whatever it is, I don't really know. But there's a Kek flag, and among
It's quite
multiple...
new, by the way.
What?
It
It's
started
new?
in January 2017. This overarching meme thing that you're gonna talk about.
Okay, so the meme itself is new. Interesting. Because because white supremacists have co-opted other memes like Pepe the Frog and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So Overwatch, Bungie created this skin
Activision,
way
Blizzard,
back
basically.
in June of 2015, and they have a person who looks at every single picture in the game. I was talking, my fellow quality assurance engineer came from Bungie, so he was talking about their process. He's like, yeah, we have somebody, and they look at this one person, and multiple people, but one person will also look at all of the pictures, and his job is, or her job is to determine like the cultural meaning of this in different cultures. Like, oh yeah, this is actually really offensive in, Japan for whatever reason, or something like that. And so somebody looked at the skin, they recognized what it was, they're like, this is this meme thing, and Bungie's like, that's fine. It's just it's meme. It's in there for the joke.
Wait,
Fast
how
forward
did that
2
thing
years
get
later-
into Destiny 2 in the first place?
On purpose. It is a
Ah,
joke.
okay.
I guess. I mean, maybe if this flag is new, I don't know how new this flag is. It says they made this skin in 2015. So the flag, I guess, is apparently old. But since they reviewed it, they didn't re-review it, and it got associated with Nazis.
Oh god.
The Nazis didn't make the flag. They just
So
stole
within
it.
2 years, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
Within 2 years of them making the thing, it got associated with Nazis.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Oh wow. That sucks.
They
That
removed it
sucks.
though, right?
They removed it from the game, yes.
Yeah, because I remember reading a bunch of comments saying, "Oh, everybody's just being, insulted for no reason." or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I'm more upset that Kek is now a Nazi thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
right? Like,
it's
that's...
this little World of Warcraft thing, and now it's...
That's way more... Like, that's the
Yeah.
main thing we need to be upset about here, okay?
Yeah.
What's
That
gonna
is
be
true.
next? Like, Success Kid's a Nazi? All my
Gosh.
valuable memes.
Right now,
Ugh.
they're just taking them one by one. We have to keep making more memes, so they can't take them all. Gosh. Man, that sucks.
That's lame.
Super
I also don't
lame.
know how you catch that. Like, how frequently do you have to look at every single image in the game to see if its cultural meaning has
Right.
changed somewhere in the world?
Yeah. I will say they do a lot more careful work of that than a lot of other people do with those kinds of things. I'm thinking about how, gosh, do you remember way back when, literally the first episode I ever came on this podcast for, which was when Deus Ex did the whole Og Lives Matter, and the guy
Oh,
said
gosh.
that like he didn't know, he didn't realize it came
That
like it was
can't
the
be
association.
true.
We're like, what? So
Yeah.
hey, applause
I
to
remember
Bungie for
that.
at least trying.
Right. I have one more news story if nobody else has one. Mine's pretty
I don't
small.
have much.
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's that time of year again in Eveland where some player-driven thing has to happen. So
Ah, jeez.
this year, it's a one of those long-running
Guild
espionage
leaders.
things has come to fruition where one side convinced another side's leader to turn traitor and destroy all of their belongings. So basically, one of the biggest alliances in EVE is like shattered. And in terms of in-game resources destroyed, it is the biggest financial loss to date in the game. So it's a pretty big deal.
Oh my.
But
Oh, wow.
I mean, these things happen like clockwork, pretty much.
I read about an alliance leader getting banned from the game by the game devs
Yes.
because he
Yes.
wanted to cut off somebody's hands.
That's a good point. Yes. So I guess a person turned a traitor. The superior to that traitor basically said in chat, "Does anybody know his real address? He needs to start typing now while he still can." Like, that kind of like, I'm gonna find him and cut his hands off.
Jesus.
So he got
Man,
he
maybe
got
video
banned.
games are ruining us, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Just play Fat Princess.
Why wouldn't you
Don't
want to
play
be in
fucking
alliance
Eve
with that
online.
guy? Why would you ever
Like-
turn traitor?
I'm just gonna play Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
That was Eve has more than Warhammer. Eve has like it's not caustic's the wrong word for the community. It's like armchair generals, you know, like I'm a great tactician and this is blah, blah, blah. I'm a leader. I'm the voice of the charisma. Blah, blah, blah. It's like no, you run a video game guild.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
That's not everybody, but like there's like news and forums.
Majority.
Like these people, they're fairly prevalent, and they just take themselves way too seriously. Is the problem?
It's basically part of their identity, right?
Absolutely, they get tattoos like because there's a big convention every year in Iceland where they all gather and you know they all.
Iceland? Why Iceland?
Because that's where the company's based. CCP.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Didn't know that.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, Eve. Crazy things.
Yeah.
Crazy. Typical things.
Oh, game industry.
We love you, but we kind of hate you sometimes too.
Yeah.
So basically, Nazi hand chopping.
Yeah.
That is the okay.
That's been the theme today. Man.
It's like Duck Duck Goose.
Sucks. Nazi hand chopping. Don't catch me.
I did hear
that got
one...
dark. That got really dark. Oh,
I'm stumped. One minor news story I heard, which is crazy. Apparently, in the current Madden game, there's a bug where if you pause the game by doing something like launching the Xbox built-in like Spotify or something like that to play music, when you return to the game, it will force your opponent to DC and give you a win.
Okay.
So that's not going to get exploited at all.
Of course not.
So stupid. It's just a race to who can launch their Spotify first.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, jeez. Football games would end a lot more quickly if they were all like that.
Let's end it on a nice note. Divinity Original Sin 2 is out.
Yes, I almost bought it, but I'm going to wait for a sale.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Made
buy it eventually,
developer
like
cried
next couple of
somewhere.
months and play with my friends.
It's up to 4-person co-op, so I'm looking forward to it.
And it's like you can play different races, not just humans now, and you can play undead.
Yeah, I was talking about this.
I didn't look up whatever because I didn't want to spoil myself, but apparently, like the undead has a skill or a thing where they can wear their enemies' faces or something.
What?
Oh.
I guess that's how you can talk to normal people without just terrifying them.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That makes sense. Maybe.
Interesting.
Maybe. Cool. Zombie faces. Good
and also a bunch of stuff was talked about for the Nintendo Switch because they just did a Nintendo Direct.
Oh yeah, they got some cool new games in the pipeline, like
Yeah.
Wolfenstein.
Doom
Yes,
and
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein 2. What the
Doom.
fuck?
Yeah.
Games I
on the
wouldn't
go.
normally associate being on a Nintendo platform.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. It's weird.
Skyrim is coming out in the next couple of months.
Yep.
And
Skyrim
Project
kind of has an
Octo-
interesting thing. It's like, so let's say you've bought Skyrim, you've bought all the DLC, you've spent like $100 on Skyrim so far. New Skyrims are coming out. How do you choose to? Do you buy it for the Switch? Do you wait for Skyrim VR? Like, just how many times are you gonna buy Skyrim and have to
Okay,
rebuy all the DLC?
I would buy Skyrim VR. Let's be honest. I would.
Now, if you had to pick one, would you do Skyrim or Fallout? Because both are coming out in VR.
Yeah, I'm more of a Skyrim person. I like the setting better. That's all. I'm not a huge post-apocalyptic kind of setting person. It's just not my thing.
I
so
think
I'm
the
more of a
Skyrim
fantasy.
seems prettier for VR purposes. Like, yeah, I don't want to be VR'd into the wasteland as much.
Yeah, that's my thing. Because I would just spend hours walking around, like in Skyrim. That's all I would do. I would just keep climbing mountains.
I did that because I didn't know there was fast travel.
Oh, that sucks. That's what I did when I first tried to play Oblivion. So, to be fair,
I mean, you heightened your experience though, right?
I killed a dragon. Like, these bones are worth something. I gotta carry him back to town. I did this. I was like, okay, well,
I mean, there's kind of a cool thing doing with
and
that.
then just hold
true.
forward on the right monitor and watch a movie. That's what I did, and I felt like an idiot.
Hey, happens. It happens.
Because I was.
It's okay.
Oh man.
All right.
So yeah, the demo for Project Octopath Traveler is also a thing, and a lot
I keep
of people
seeing
are
that
loving
name. What is it?
Okay, I don't know it.
It's a JRPG by Square exclusively for the Switch.
That's a good reason for people to be excited.
The character aesthetics uses the Final Fantasy Tactics style characters.
Ooh,
okay. Cool.
That might be the game that makes me seriously consider buying a Switch.
I know my brother's gonna buy it.
And a lot of people are loving the demo. A lot of people are loving the demo.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Anything
Cool
else?
stuff.
Good place to wrap up?
Yeah, I think good place to wrap up.
Yeah, so yeah, Nazi hand shopping.
Is that the episode name? Don't make that the episode name.
Oh my god!
I'm not gonna. I don't know what.
Yeah, maybe we should do that one. We'll figure it out.
We should do that one. Is that what you said?
No.
Shouldn't do that one.
No,
okay.
Should not. All right, should we do the thing that we all hate to do?
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
All right, guys. Hi, you can find me on under Sarahscopic, SARHSCOPIC. I'm mostly on YouTube, but I'm also on Facebook and on Twitter. So hit me up and say hi. I'm friendly, I promise.
I'm Foehamner on YouTube and Twitter. FOEHAMNER. Don't talk to me.
He's not friendly.
Pupunoob, Pupunoob. You're already here, basically. Yeah. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Blah, blah, blah. This has been episode 114 of the playonultra podcast. We will hopefully see you next week. Thank you for watching, listening. Bye-bye.